Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the WIN podcast. With me today is Andrew Mora from Cork. Cork is a sponsor of PAX8 Beyond this year. Nice to see you, Andrew. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect at PAX8 Beyond.
Hey, Carrie, thanks for having me on the show. What I would expect is an electrifying show. It's one of the newer shows on the circuit. Last year, they had 2,500 attendees. This year, it's going to be about 3,500. They always put on a killer end of show party. Last year was ludicrous. I happen to be front row, rocking my socks off. I think you'll get a lot of education. They've done a really good job of understanding what partners are trying to get out of shows, which is really important. They try to encourage vendors not to bring a sales pitch, but more of a value pitch. The breakout sessions last year really catered to specific categories and topics that partners are seeking. It was really cool how they've taken feedback from the first show and really implemented it into the second show. They did a really good job of having a general floor and a ton of vendors, not only on their marketplace, people outside of the PAX8 ecosystem. So they really try to encourage that friendly, like we're all together type of community, which I thought was really cool.
Having spent some of your career with PAX8, what kind of planning goes into an event like Beyond?
That's a really good question. So on the internal side for PAX8, they literally start the day after the show ends. It's been going on for a year. Try to figure out your itinerary and some of the topics you want to cover because there's so much to do in that 3-day span. If you don't have a plan, you can't get lost. I was throwing up almost 15,000 steps each day. This year, I'm guessing it's going to be even bigger from the perspective of having to get from the normal halls to the vendor halls back to the breakout sessions. If you've ever done a show in Vegas, it's similar to that where there's definitely some walking. So wear some comfortable shoes. People don't realize that standing on cement floor for 8 hours is like a back and knee killer.
I'm definitely feeling it more now that I'm in my 50s than I was when I was doing my first shows. You're relatively new with Cork. Tell me a little bit about the changes that Cork has gone through in the last 4 to 6 months.
Cork was known as a warranty company in 2024. We saw a lot of our partners leveraging the platform as their go-to-market strategy, and then the warranty was a secondary play for them. So we essentially just flipped with the actual community and started leading with the platform, and then having the ability to add warranty on as a secondary revenue stream for our partners. We've added a lot of investment into the platform. I think that's where it's changed tremendously. If you saw it 6 to 8 months ago, there wasn't really a platform tied to it. Now everything based through the platform, it's tied to that. We've added a couple new features that are a standout. So I think it's just the platform first type of program that we're going with.
How do you demonstrate that on the floor at an event like PAX8? What can people expect when they come up to the booth?
Great question. We asked the question if any partners are dealing with cyber insurance policies or questionnaires. And usually the answer is yes. We have some interesting features and tools that we can demonstrate in less than 30 seconds to show some value, time savings for partners from those aspects. And then there's some other things dependent on what they're actually trying to do and deliver. That's what I think is really cool about Cork. It's not a one size fits all. I'm historically from a backup background. That's very straightforward. It's a very black and white tool where Cork is it's not a one size fits all. It's tailored to the specific partner and their go-to-market strategy and how they're delivering things to their customers.
How do you pivot the messaging from leading with cyber warranty to leading with platform?
Really good question. I did a lot of research before and I realized their engineering team was pumping out integrations faster than I've ever seen in the 11 years I've been in the channel, which was really impressive. Usually coming from the vendor side, when someone would say, can I get this type of integration? Can I get this feature request? Usually the generic answer from the sales perspective is, yeah, that's on the roadmap. It's coming in however many months down the road, where Cork delivers them in 7 days or less. And so just from that aspect, they're doing something on the platform front that is really interesting and really cool. Then once I got under the hood, I was like, okay, this is going to be a really easy switch for the company.
Talk to me a little bit about your growth team and how they approached rebranding or remessaging.
We have a total of 6 sellers. Saw their pitch before, and it was very close. They were including the platform, but it wasn't leveraging the platform. It was more like hey, we have this thing and we built it to deliver a warranty. Then I started to ask partners what they're using Cork for. They were like, yeah, we use it for quite a few different things, but the majority of our partner base was leveraging the platform from a monitoring perspective. Because essentially we just take all their tools and put it into one place. And we're simply checking, is it on or off? That's where it falls into the cyber insurance play from the questionnaire perspective. Do you have backup? Do you have MFA? Do you have EDR? Essentially, we take care of that front end piece. You think you have an idea of what your product is, as opposed to what it's actually doing out in the wild. What people are actually using it for is totally different. That's where I think we realize, hey, this is being leveraged in a different way than we thought it would be, but it's really been beneficial for the company.
You've got a team of 6 sellers. When you go to an event with 3,500 MSPs at it, who do you staff it with?
So we're going to go with our CEO, myself, just because I've had a lot of history with PAX8, so I know a ton of their partner base. And then we're going with 2 of our sellers. Usually what ends up happening, partners want to ask questions about the product. How does it work? How do I get involved? I want to be able to answer those questions, get them on demos. I want to be able to simplify everything from a journey and take all the fluff out of it. There are so many vendors and I only have so much time to be remembered. That's what I want to capture with the sales squad. So I'm coming with a full squad of salespeople.
Do you have a process that everyone follows at the booth for triaging leads or collecting cards? How do you prepare? And what's your follow-up activity look like after?
We want to get you on a demo or get you scheduled for a demo. We have 4 questions. It's really simple. It's our web sign up form, but we fill it out for you. Usually PAX8 will have a couple scanners depending on your level. We'll have notes on specifically, hey, we got this in a demo. So we understand where they are in that process. They were interested in these features, those features. The partners are going to be bombarded with all the vendors after. That's why we try to go for that demo piece to have that scheduled to say, this is what you wanted to do. For those people that didn't stop by the booth, we typically do some kind of drip campaign to entice them to look at why people were actually visiting our booth. Our follow will be a week after the event. If they stop by the booth, ask them, how do you want us to follow up? Email, what's the best? And then if not, typically we'll do a couple phone calls and a couple email reach outs through a sequence with specific messaging. We'll come together as a team and we'll figure out what were the highlights. For example, we were just at NerdCon and people weren't really stopping by the booth. So we were asking them, do you have any issues with filling out cyber questionnaires? That was like the instant hook because the distaste in their answers were very pleasing to us. We have to solve for that. I think it's really understanding what's catching on, what is really enticing for people to understand, what is really going to take that community to the next level. That's what partners are always looking for, is what's going to help my business from a money perspective, a revenue perspective, a security perspective, what's going to protect my perimeter, what's going to make me more efficient, what's going to make my life easier so I'm not doing the mundane things that I hate to do.
How do you prep a brand new sales team member who's going to a conference for the first time?
So I tell them to pace themselves. It's definitely a marathon. This is like a bigger show and you're constantly talking. Drink a lot of water. Right?
Especially in Denver.
In Denver, people don't realize it's definitely dry here. So bloody noses are a thing. Definitely drink a lot of water. Really try to tell them to understand that it is a long time frame. Some of the shows with the attendees, you have a little bit of downtime where this is literally go the entire time. What I also tell people that it's one of their first bigger shows to learn other things. Learn other products. This is the opportunity where if you don't have a breakout session, you do have a little downtime. There's a lot in the community that is impactful. What's interesting is all of our products help each other. There is synergy within some products. They may be on the left of boom, you may be on the right of boom, and you can help each other. But I do tell them, be prepared. It's a different type of thing just because of the sheer volume. It's wild. I also tell them the bar is so high on that one. Like all shows aren't like this. So keep that in mind. Capitalize on this one because you do get 3,000 plus partners with so many vendors and different looks, which is really cool.
Do you go take a loop around to see what everyone's booths look like, see what kind of swag people are handing out?
Absolutely. The socks, I don't know why MSPs love that stuff, but socks. I also like to see the design of their booth. Is it a little bit different? What's catchy? I like to put myself in the partner shoes because we all go to the same types of shows. What would they really look at? What are they going to see? Is this a good spot? Do I have a good spot? From the booth side of it, I do 100% take a look. But the other side of it is, where's the water? Where's the beverages? They put ice cream in secret places. Finding all those little things, you have to walk around and look for them because it is so massive.
I did not find the secret ice cream.
Exactly.
Do they have it year one?
They didn't. In year two is when they have these little, they were basically like the ice creams where you slide the glass on the top. And so they just had little of those in pockets everywhere. Last year they had the arcade, but then they also had like a actual F1 racing. They have some cool things that are just outside of the everyday. The Gaylord where they hosted is in the middle of nowhere. If you've never been there, you're like, where am I? I thought I was going to see the Rockies, and you don't really leave.
I think that's the point. I think that every Gaylord was purpose built to trap people inside of it. Like the one in Nashville, especially.
I've heard that's the coolest.
My kids love it there. We have an event. ChannelCon is going to be at the Nashville Gaylord this year. The way I understand it, you bring your team to PAX 8, you create some buzz around the booth, you collect contact information using an iPad or something similar directly into a web form. The web form captures the information and pulls it directly into what?
Our CRM goes directly into our HubSpot and creates that appointment. So everything's already on the calendar. We try to supersede, hey, can I follow up with you to set up an appointment? You want to do it in a month, you want to do it in a couple of weeks, you let us know what works best for you. So it's a very low pressure type of thing. How can I do this and get you on the calendar in less than 30 seconds?
Do you round robin the opportunities through your team, or does the person who talks to the person at the booth take the demo? How do you make it fair?
Great question. That's why I bring all of them. We split up the country in territories. It actually just sticks to where you are. What makes it tough is typically on your badge. It doesn't give you the location. For the most part, it's all hands on deck, get the information, and then we'll split them up after accordingly to territory. With this type of show, it's smack dab in the middle of the country. So you have people from all over, not just in the States and Canada, but also 15 countries represented last year. For us, it's just get the partner taken care of, make sure it's a good experience, and we'll split it off in the back end.
What do you do when you go to an event and you've got what you would consider a poor location? How do you combat that?
That's a really good question. I don't know if I should give away the secret.
Yeah, you can just tell me after then. We won't tell everyone else.
My CEO is really good at this. What he does is he'll grab a cocktail table, set it up in the front of the booth, put all of our paper material with some of the swag on it. And then he'll just post up on there and bring people to the table. Seems to the pressure off of coming into the booth, and people are like more coming up to a cocktail table. If you have people that know a bunch of people at PAX 8 or know a bunch of people that name the show, have them walk around and have them bring people in. Partners get so involved with things that they don't see you. They mean to come find you, but you're in the back corner by the bathroom and they didn't know that they found the secret ice cream that cuts it off right before your booth. I definitely recommend to get out, walk around and pull people in, let them know where you're at.
Go stand by the secret ice cream and eventually you'll get everyone.
I did actually run into two people that said they didn't like ice cream at YoCon, which I was pretty heartbroken on. I do also think vendors really rely on their booth and just stick there. So I think getting a little comfortable and producing for yourself also goes a long way. The partners do have intentions to talk to you. It's just they're so busy too. And so you have to proactively go out there. I would also recommend to really utilize. If someone were to say, hey, Carrie, can you meet me at noon here? You're there and then you can't find them. You can hit them up on the app and find out where they got caught up.
Good advice.
That one really helps. It's so big. And I want to go to the Roos breakout, or I want to go to this breakout or that breakout. I want to see Matt Lee break into a computer like he always does. Then you're like, it's in the blue room in the diamond hallway. You're like, where is the app? Definitely helps.
Oh, gimmicks, pro or con? Are people going to wear costumes? Do you like that sort of thing? You know what? I love the money booth.
I saw how much money you made the last time. That was amazing. I like some things, like the costumes are a little much for me, even though I do like the people that do some of the costumes. The things that I really like are the claw machines. I think those are fun. I do like when you add a little bit of difference. Sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. Sometimes the putting ones are a little tough. The differentiator is a plus because we all do the same thing. Right? We all have a light of background and whatever.
I'm going to pull it better this year.
This thing has a million parts. It has screws and lights and all these battery packs. One of the things that MSPs absolutely love is massive Lego sets. They love them. It's wild.
They like ribs too, but I'm not bringing those to the booth. One of those barbecues would be a good giveaway, though.
What I try to figure out, we did a Concorde, which was a really big Lego, and the partner even bought a box to bring it on the airplane to take it back to Canada. The barbecue would be cool, but last year Black Point gave away a motorcycle, like a Ducati, and the partner happened to be in London, one. So it was better for them just to buy him one there than to ship it. I think if you're gonna do something massive, have it as a display and then ship it to the winner. That would be my recommendation.
If I look at the PAX 8 vendor list this year, there's 142 at last count. I haven't heard of at least 100 of them. There's got to be a lot of people coming into the channel, brand new to the trade show circuit, and I can stop them from buying 2,000 pounds of coffee. That is not necessary. You're not going to talk to every person that comes to the event.
One thing that is a hitter for us is we have these screen cleaners. People love these things. They're for your computer. You just clean your screen with them. They love them.
I could use one of those right now.
Yeah, so I would say if you're going to do a giveaway, think of something practical that's a little bit different.
We will see you at PAX 8 Beyond.
Yeah, we have a little treat for everybody when they walk in. My CEO is really into race cars, so we were able to negotiate with Rob to get a couple race cars sprinkled throughout the Gaylords. I think you'll see some
branded race cars. Doesn't Huntress have a race car too?
They all do. DNS Filter, Huntress, Black Point.
I feel like we're missing an opportunity here. We could be doing a channel race of some kind. That'd be a good fundraiser.
That would.
Come on, you guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Who should be coming by the booth to say hello to you?
Essentially, we throw all your security tools into one environment, validate that they're on and that they're deployed correctly. We also back that with a warranty and actual financial protections. The ICP from a partner perspective is anybody that's deploying EDR, RMM, backup, and MFA. Right? So that's literally all of you guys. Our real goal is we want to rise the community from a security perspective and make sure they are protected with validation.
Great. Thank you very much for being on the WIN podcast today. And I look forward to seeing you in Denver in June.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.